Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Week 6 of the V8 Supercar Americas Series. I'm JD Smith, and with me tonight will be Kane Kraft, and we're going to bring you this glorious race in high definition. And we want to let you know, first of all, that we're brought to you by V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and our very own v8sonline Superstore. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Week 6 of our wonderful season. And that means one thing: we are at the mountain. Yes, sir, we are at Bathurst here, Mount Panorama, for Week 6, the official midway point in our season, and nothing is special in this terrifyingly beautiful place known as Bathurst. 4 miles of just pure history and adrenaline and fun. I can't wait. Kane, glad to have you here, buddy. How are things going with you? What can you say about today's race?
Oh man, super exciting. Super exciting. Bathurst, the biggest race of the season, is here. It's going to be a pit stop race, so that's going to even, increase the action here tonight. Of course, most of the races here at Bathurst have been pit stop races, but just adds to the intensity here at the mountain. We've got some of iRacing's best drivers are going to be here tonight, so it's really going to be a great show.
It really is. One thing we don't talk quite enough about, Kane, is this place's pit entry. Bathurst has a pretty decent pit entry, not too difficult, but one of the key factors, the speed limit, is 60 kilometers per hour. That is 37 miles per hour for us Americans. Kane, quite a slowdown getting in and out of this pit when you have the absolute just thought of seconds, milliseconds counting so much at a track like this. You want to get every inch you can on your opponents. It is very easy to go above that 37 mile per hour. That is extremely slow. You've got to be careful in and out of these pits. They're just dangerous. If you're not careful, it's easier said than done. The hardest part of this place is just the sheer track itself. The descent down the mountain at the speed that these guys are carrying is just uncanny. I mean, Kane, we're going to have some of the best racers, not only in the V8 Supercar, but these guys are great in everything they drive. You're going to see the absolute best V8 Supercar drivers in the sim racing world right here, right now, here in Week 6 of the V8 Supercar Americas Series. I can't wait to get things started. It's about that time to head over to the track and get this wonderful race started. Kane, a little bit about the season so far. It has been Sean Kelly and Marlon J. McMullen. Marlon McMullen, what can we say about this guy that we haven't already said? Back-to-back champions here in this series, and now he would love to make it a three-peat this year, but he does have quite a bit of a challenge on his hands with Sean Kelly. Sean has brought everything to the table this year and more. He has been just completely phenomenal with his efforts in winning this series. I am just really proud of Sean Kelly and the way that he has drove this season.
Definitely, Sean's been doing a great job, and but so has Marlon. Marlon has really answered to Sean coming into the series this season and putting up some serious pressure. Marlon's been there every step of the way. Sean is leading in the series, I believe. I didn't get a chance to check the points before the broadcast, but it's only just barely, and Marlon has been practicing. This track's going to definitely be a decider, because this is a tough track, and it's going to be a high strength of field tonight. Lots of points on the line.
Extremely high. Mr. Madison Down will be out here on the track tonight. Obviously going to be a favorite to be out there up front all race long. I tell you, another driver, Kane, I know he's kind of taken a back seat this season, But if you recall last season, he actually at one point was the favorite to win it all last season. That is the Sim Pit Ford Falcon driver and SDC Motorsports machine right there of Chad Chastain. And this guy is unbelievable, Kane. He hasn't quite had the season he may have wanted. He hasn't been necessarily bad by any strength of the imagination. He has been on point. But the big thing is, Kane, is he has not performed at a level I know that he can. And I think that that's going to turn around here at Bathurst. We've seen Bathurst turn driver seasons around in the past, whether that be for the positive. We've also seen it for the worst. And I think for Chad Chastain, it's going to be for the positive. Look for him to have a big day here at the Mount.
Yeah, good point. Chad Chastain's always one to watch here in the V8 Supercars Americas series. He's been a front runner for 3 seasons in a row now. He's really got the speed, and even here at Bathurst, he's shown that he's got the speed on the mountain to do a great job.
Plus, it's about time we see an American win on the mountain. That would be something, wouldn't it? It's going to be hard with guys out there like Sean Kelly, Marlon McMullen, Madison Down. Let's not even mention Michael Fulcher. Golly, this guy right here is another one. Kamikaze race team driver. Guy can put on his speed boots in a hurry, get out there and have everybody in his rear view. It can happen in a hurricane. You got to watch out for that Kamikaze race team car. Well, guys, I tell you what, 29 laps around this 4+ mile track. We have to go up a mountain and down it 29 times. This is going to be fantastic, and it can't go without saying, let's talk about this wonderful starting grid today. Who else would win the pole other than, you guessed it, Madison Down? Madison Down wins the pole with a time of 2 minutes, 6.23 seconds, and a fantastic job for him. On the outside pole, the guy we just got through talking about a second ago, Chad Chastain. Kane, that makes me smile. He can turn that season around right here today. Starting on row 2 is the 2-time defending champion Marlon J. McMullen. On the outside of him, it's Curtis Chipaway, somebody we've seen put some real fire in lately, Kane. Returning to the track this week is going to be the number 7 Sim Pit Ford Falcon driver Nigel Baines, and he will be starting in the 5th position. Sean Kelly, a potential points leader, starting in the 6th position this afternoon. Mark Anderson will be starting 7th with Jake Burton starting 8th. Andrew Green will be in the Kermit Mobiles tonight and starting in the 9th position. Rounding out our top 10 and starting on the outside of grid 5 will be Michael Fulcher. Martin Carroll, we want to welcome him back to the track tonight as well, as he will be starting in the 11th spot in his Sim Pit Ford Falcon. Back in 12th, it will be Sam Sutton starting in that 12th spot. He's in the number 10 machine tonight, and we wish him all the luck in the world. Sanjin Delilik, another driver that can do this thing, he's starting 13. Martin Creamers will be in the 14th position, and starting 15th will be Graham Bones Filan. Phil Jones in the 16th position, and rounding out our 17-car field, give it up for Mike Budzine. And I am so thrilled to have Mike up in the top split here with us for Bathurst. This is a real privilege. Really happy for Mike. I cannot wait to see what Mike can do here this afternoon. As the guys get gridded up, Kane, we're going to get ready to start this fantastic race at Bathurst. It's week 6, guys. Keep your channel dialed in right here. You're not going to want to miss this race. 29 laps. We got everything in the world in store for us. Only God knows what we're about to see here at Bathurst. This is something special every time we get here. The engine's revving up. Let's get started at Bathurst. We're off.
We are off, and right off the bat, Chad Chastain has got a jump and is coming right up beside Madison Down there, and backs off to get back behind him, but good jump off the start for Chad Chastain.
Boy, also a good start to begin with for Mike Budzine in the rear in the final spot. 17, he was coming up beside Phil Jones and Graham Filan. Unfortunately, he lost that jump. Now let's take our attention back towards the front of the field. It's Marlon McMullen up right in the 3rd position. He's trying to get an early jump on Chad Chastain in 2nd. You got Madison Down, Chad Chastain, Marlon McMullen, then Curtis Chipaway up at the front of the field.
Marlon sporting the red Dayco Ford Falcon tonight. I gotta say, Marlin looks awful good in red.
Yeah, he does, Kane. This is the second time I've seen him in this red and black scheme, and I really like it. It suits him really well. Big thing about getting this race started is stay clean, stay out of trouble early. You don't want to end a race before it gets started good. Gotta keep extra close eyes out on the mid-pack. That tends to be where nasty things happen early in races, is in mid-pack. Right now, that's guys like Jake Burton in 8th, Andrew Green in 9th. But these positions starting to change
Nigel
up
Baines
a little
off
bit.
the track and into the wall. Tough break for Nigel. He did only lose a couple positions so far, but getting the momentum back is going to be a problem.
Yeah, not what he wanted to see at this point. Right now, Michael Fulcher making his way around and trying to move up another position. Michael on a tear. Michael getting around Nigel Baines right now, and definitely a little bit of damage to Nigel Baines' sim pit. Ford Falcon has a little bit of damage there that could cause some complications as we continue forward in this race.
Yeah, into the pit lane for Nigel Baines. Tough break. Lap 1 making the pit stop. He will have to stop again. Sean Kelly's got some damage on the hybrid racing machine.
Yeah, he does, Kane. I was noticing that. Sean Kelly with some early damage. Want to make sure that he stays okay. He doesn't want to get in any trouble here early. Just keep the damage to a minimum. What's happened. Just focus on where you're going to go from here on out.
Checking back up at the front, Madison Downs managed to pull off to a 1.5 second gap there between he and Marlon McMullen, who's managed to get up into the second place, and he's in a pretty tough battle there with Chad Chastain. Chad's right on his bumper. Only half a second separates Marlon McMullen and Chad Chastain.
Wow. Madison Down, this guy is just so talented, Kane. I don't have to say that. I mean, everybody that has ever seen him in a race knows what he is capable of, and showing that right here early in this race. He's definitely doing exactly what was on his game plan. Get out to an early lead, and then you're all by yourself, Kane. The pressure's low. You can just take your time and focus on what you need to focus on, and that makes a big difference. You just drive your race. Don't worry about what others, don't worry about what others want you to do.
Right now, Chad Chastain's got some serious competition from his former teammate Curtis Chipaway, who's in the olive-colored RIP car.
Rest in peace, man. I love it. Curtis Chipaway, man, he has had a decent little season, Kane. He has just been keeping positive, and he's been fighting up near the top of these fields each week.
He has, especially from being gone as long as he was. He's come back to the series after at least a couple seasons off and has really done well. I've been completely impressed with Curtis.
Boy, he is really giving Chad Chastain a couple sweat drops going down the side of his eyes, I promise. Definitely tension heating up here, going down Mountain Straight here. This is a really good passing opportunity. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the momentum he needed to make the pass there, but the opportunity is going to be there as we are only on lap 3 of 29, Kane. A lot of things still in store for us today. We got a round of pit stops ahead of us, and a lot of racing.
Martin Carroll in trouble. Blocking traffic a little bit there as he ended up sideways in the very tight part of the track.
Boy, tough break for Mike Budzing too. He got kind of trapped back there behind Marty, and tough break for Martin Carroll. I hate to see that. He's been off the track for 2 weeks now, Kane. I know he started a new job, and we want to congratulate him on his new endeavors, but boy, we miss seeing him on the track, and I know he's disappointed to get out to a start like this at one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah, definitely, and that's extra tough being caught. You can get kind of in an incident like that where you get sideways on most of the track and not have much problems. He just happened to get sideways right in between the two walls, and that makes it tough to get spun back around.
Yeah, Kane, that number 11 car of Marty Carroll's, he's going to have to take that thing into the pits. He's having trouble getting it around the track. I just heard a big crash. I think it was Mike Budzine, maybe. It was, Kane. Mike Budzine is going to have to get towed. He has nailed the wall right into that Falcon sign. And a tough break for Mike Budzine. He's getting towed back to the pits. Madison down with a 3.8 second lead over a defending two-time champ Marlon McMullen, and Chad Chastain doing his job well, keeping Curtis Chipaway in his rear view. He's doing a nice job, Kane. And I think what's helping Chad right now is he's focused in more on Marlon McMullen in front of him and not worried about what's going on behind him. And I think that's really helping him out. In fact, Curtis Chipaway has fallen another, no, he hadn't. I apologize. My eyes have deceived me. But Curtis Chipaway still right there with Chad. This is a fun little three-way battle, or it could be a three-way battle soon for second place. We'll check in on Sam Sutton now. Sam Sutton doing a good job. He's right in front of Sanjin Delilac. This is the battle for 9th spot. Sanjin in the Altitude Volvo and a pretty slick-looking Altitude paint. I like it. Good looking right there on Sanjin's car today. He is right there giving Sam Sutton all kinds of pressure. Sam Sutton looked to be getting loose right before coming over the top of the mountain there. A good job regaining traction there. That could have been disastrous for Sam. One of the newcomers starting to come around here in the Mad Cow Ford Falcon, Martin Creamers. He's doing a good job in the 12th position right now. He's looking ahead to Graham Filand in his Altitude Volvo, and this could be a fun little battle for position as well, as these two are having fun going down Conrad Straight at the moment. All right, Kane, it's been about 3 laps, and this battle has still been in effect between Chad Chastain and Curtis Chipaway. The only difference is Chad is starting to inch closer to Marlon McMullen. This is turning into that 3-way battle for second place. In the meantime, up at the front, Madison down up to a 4.3 second lead at the time of starting the new lap here on the 5th lap. Great job up there with Madison down. He is just putting on a show on how to drive at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, Madison Down's definitely got the pace here, and he just looks so smooth on this track. It's amazing to watch, actually. Just not even a bump or curb or anything out of play. I mean, he just is hitting every turn just perfect.
Yeah, he's a machine, man. He is just unbelievable. Just watching him drive is just unbelievable. He has this place down to a science.
Marlon McMullen, another technical racer of the sorts, doing much the same, just hitting every apex just as it should be done, and just doing it at just a touch slower pace, but he's got some serious traffic on his bumper that might be slowing him down a little bit, having to keep one eye up in the rearview mirror. Chad Chastain so far doing a fantastic job staying up with Marlon McMullen. This is definitely one of the toughest tracks that we'll be at all season long. And Marlon McMullen, Chad Chastain, Curtis Chipaway, they're all doing such a fantastic job.
They really are. Guys out front doing really good. Jake Burton in 6th place right now. Jake Burton in the Sim Instruments Ford Falcon back in 6th place. He'd love to get up a little bit further and catch up with Sean Kelly up in 5th. Sean Kelly looking up ahead. He wants to get up in here and get with Curtis Chipaway, but we got a pit Here he goes, Sean Kelly heading into the pits for the first time today. Yeah, I don't know, because he does have damage. It may be because the car doesn't feel quite right. He knows that for him to run fast, he's got to get some damage repaired. Now, Martin Carroll is in the pits right behind him in that pit box, about 2 pit boxes back, or 3, and we know he's getting damage repaired. And Sean Kelly definitely it looks like he's getting damage repaired. Not the fastest of pit stops so far, so he could be knocking it out early, but if he doesn't take off here in, I say, the next 5 to 7 seconds, I'd say he's getting some damage repaired, Kane, which is quite a big blow. Boy, it really is. I'm watching him right now. Yeah, that's definitely not what Chad Chastain wanted. That's kind of been the tell of the tape so far, Kane. It really has. Not the best run so far for Chad. Little mistakes here and there. And it's got to be frustrating because Chad's driving very well. The problem is just little bitty mistakes like this. They'll come once or twice in the race for him, and they end up costing him. And I know it's frustrating for him, but he just needs to buckle down and drive his type of race, and eventually he'll get the results that he's been wanting. Yeah, he's right there with the Dayco Ford Falcon, looking on right ahead. He'd love to get the RIP. Oh, a little loose coming out of Hell Corner there. Curtis really getting on it. You can tell he's pushing really hard. He wants to get that second spot.
JD, as we're watching the race here, let's talk with Mike Budzine, who ended up out of the race a little early on. Got stuck behind Martin Carroll as Martin had his little mistake there, and then just a half lap later ended up in some trouble of his own.
Yeah, Mike, tell us a little bit about what happened.
I haven't brought
him
in yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was ready for him.
There he is. Let's talk with Mike.
There he is. Mike, tough break. Tell us a little bit about what happened down there when you hit the wall the second time, right around Forest Elbow.
Well, it really started as we were coming around the cutting. Me and who was it? Phil Jones were having a nice little side-by-side battle going for last place, and we had a car sideways up in front of us, and he just had nowhere to go. It was either going to be me or Phil, and I was the unlucky one. So pounded the front end of my car in pretty good, and I tried to limp it back, but yeah, just as I was coming out of the dipper, he had the engine let go, locked up the rear end. So that was all she wrote.
Tough break right there, Mike. I know that's not how you wanted the race to go today. I was real happy to see you in the grid, and but sure you had fun while you were out there, my man.
Yeah, thanks a bunch. I look forward to watching the rest of the race.
Absolutely, man, and glad you came to have a quick word with us. Tell us who you think. I know Madison, obviously the favorite to win this bad boy. He's got a 7.7 second lead over Marlon right now. Who's your favorite to win this thing, besides Marlon? Who's going to get second? I meant Madison. Let's say that.
Well, you know me, we're running the Americas show here, so. You know, those guys up front are fast, but I've still got some hope in Curtis and Chad.
Tell you what, Curtis Chipaway running a fantastic race right now. So is Chad. Chad had just a little slip up and allowed Curtis to get it right around him. But I tell you what, Chad's right back up there with Curtis right now, so this is going to be fun to watch. Right now, Curtis Chipaway really putting on the pressure with Marlon McMullen This is going to get really heated, as this has turned into a 3-car battle again for second position on the track. You better believe this is going to go down to the wire. I wonder how the pit strategies will pan out among these 3 drivers. Coming down the mountain now, Chad Chastain just locked in, starting to... One thing I noticed when Chad drives like he's driving right now, Kane, that's when he makes up a lot of ground. He doesn't seem to be pushing overly hard. Sometimes I've noticed you'll see Chad push really hard, and right now he's just focused on staying right behind these 2. He knows that Curtis and Marlin in a little battle right now. In fact, here comes Curtis trying to get a little hayway down Conrad Straight. Can he get the pass completed on Marlin? He's side-by-side door handle. He does make the pass, Kane. Curtis Chipaway moves up into the 2nd spot.
Wow, great job, Curtis. That was actually a fantastic move.
Yeah, great job there by the RIP Can-Am Ford Falcon, and Curtis Chipaway really doing nice. To tell you what, though, Marlin needs to be careful. He doesn't realize it, but Chad Chastain right there with him now, and in danger of losing another spot to Chad Chastain in the Sim Pit Ford. Real proud of Jake Burton, Kane. Jake Burton is in the Sim Instruments Ford Falcon. He started the race in the 8th position. He's up to 5th, and he's riding solo right now. So let's see if he can make up some ground. We'll check on him in a couple laps time to see where it pans out. In the meantime, great battle going on between Andrew Green and Michael Fulcher. The battle for 6th place starting to heat up as the KRT machine leads the way. Kermit in the rearview mirror, and you know he's going to be coming on strong here through the next lap or 2, Kane. A really good battle between these 2.
Yeah, the Kermit Mobile definitely putting on some serious pressure. Fulcher's got to be feeling all that pressure from Andrew Green. That he is just not, he is relentless. He's just right there every turn.
It amazes me right there, Kane. You see how close these guys get to that retaining wall, and it's just insanely close. We've seen, I think that's where we've seen some of the early race damage. A lot of the guys, the tires weren't quite warmed up yet, did not have quite as much grip, and they slid right in there, and that's where we see a lot of the right side damage. You can see it right there on Andrew Green's car. Right there on the right side, right over the wheel well, he's got a little bit of damage to that Kermit machine. And I tell you what, though, he's doing a good job hanging close. A good jump right there by Michael Fulcher to try to get a little space in between him and his opponent. Sanjin Delilac is back in the 8th place, and right now he's got some company as well, Kane. Here comes Sam Sutton, and Sam back in 9th place, pardon me, Sam. Give you credit there. He's in 9th place and looking to get ahead, maybe earn a spot, move up into 8th. Remember, I talked about Martin Creamer's a little earlier, Kane. He has made a pass this lap. Graham Filan has fallen back. I don't know exactly what happened. There he is. He's fallen back, and Martin Creamer's, that'll move him up into the 10th position. And tell you what, Graham falling back another position for the moment. Phil Jones now making his way. So 2 positions lost now for Graham Filan. A tough lap here on lap 9 for our good buddy Bones.
Yeah, this track is especially tough tonight. The wind is playing a significant issue with going up the mountain for sure, and then going down the straight. It's people are really having a tough time slowing it up because of the wind coming down coming down the back straight, the Conrad straight. They just get so much speed with the tailwind.
Whoo, Curtis Chipaway scrapes that side wall there. Doesn't cost him too much there. Just really close, though. I tell you what, Kane, these guys practice all week long in a condition, and they get here to the race, and the high winds are different than how it was in practice, and that can change things, a lot of things. The setup, everything changes. And I think we're seeing some of that in some of this race today. We've definitely witnessed some drivers having some difficulties in keeping these things stable at these high speeds, especially on the back Conrad Straight where we're seeing Curtis Chipaway right now. As you see, you're talking about that tailwind. These cars are absolutely flying down this thing, and it's just unbelievable. Chad Chastain really wants to get up there and catch Marlin. He's so close to getting right there on him to get in position. Maybe he can make a move on him here in another lap's time or so. Problem is Marlin's not giving him any room there. I'm not want to say he's blocking him, but he's keeping up a nice pace. He's not making any mistakes.
I'm sure Chad is content with keeping pace with those guys and just riding it out for a while. 29 laps here at the mountain is a long time, and sometimes if you're just staying with somebody for most of it and just kind of riding behind them, you kind of have a little bit better luck. You got somebody to follow, you can kind of keep pace with them, you're able to run a little bit faster when you're following somebody rather than if you're in front of them.
Remember, Sean Kelly, Kane, got that big damage now as Graham Filan going into the pits. So another one goes into the pits. But talking about Sean Kelly, he's 2 laps down. He's back in the 14th position. And right now, Graham Filan could possibly go. He will go a lap down. Well, wait, did Graham go into the pits?
Phil Jones, I know, went into the pits.
Graham did not go into the pits. I apologize. That was Phil Jones. You're right. I apologize. I said that wrong.
Right, that does happen. There's quite a few cars on the track. It's easy to get them mixed up here and there.
Oh, this is a great battle right here. Sam Sutton trying to get up here and catch Sanjin Delilik, but Sanjin really did a great job over the past couple turns. He's put a little bit of space in between the two now. Checking back on Andrew Green, that battle between him and Michael Fulcher still in full effect. In fact, Michael Fulcher now up to Jake Burton up in 5th. This is a killer job by Michael Fulcher, and he just almost clipped the bumper of Jake Burton. We got us a battle on our hands. Oh, in fact, Jake Burton gets a lot of that exit curve, and we got somebody going into the pits. It is Jake Burton, and he decides to go ahead and get the pit out of the way. So we'll keep an eye on Jake Burton and his pit stop and see how long it takes for him to get in and out of this pit.
Yeah, a little early pit stop there for Jake Burton. The pit window on this one's about lap 13 to lap 15. They can come in for an early pit stop anywhere between lap 11 and 13. So drivers tending to try to keep it just close to the halfway point at Bathurst, so I guess so they can keep the tires maximized.
Absolutely, that's it. You want to pit right in the middle, Kane. Maximum grip is going to be at that point if you break it down that way. And I tell you what, right now, also Phil Jones, he was in 12th place. He still is at the moment, but he's still in the pits, Kane, getting some damage repaired. And getting to wondering, he might lose a spot to Nigel Baines, as Nigel is on the track and he's a lap down, but he may be able to get it back right there. I think I just saw him ride by. So Nigel maybe will get that position back, depending on how long Phil Jones hangs out in pit road.
Yeah, Nigel actually has it back at this point.
Okay, big news, Jake Burton has left the pit area and is now in the garage area. He was in 7th place when he went into the pits. I'm not sure what is going on with Jake Burton. He had everything going right for him, and now he is in the garage area off the track.
Yeah, tough break for Jake. Man, hopefully it could have been a mechanical issue or maybe even something else. It's hard to say when someone's having such a great race.
Look at the battle. Sorry, Kane. Chad Chastain and Marlon McMullen going at it. They were bumper to bumper. Contact was made. And this could have been just horrendous for both drivers. That was close.
These two have went at it bumper to bumper for 2 seasons in a row now. This is into their 3rd season of competition with each other, and it's always been intense each and every week. These guys put on a great show.
I love this rivalry between these two drivers. It doesn't get much better than these two. They literally had a battle all the way to the end for the championship. Marlon obviously won it back to back, and Chad wants a little bit of vengeance. He wants to get around. You think Chad wants to get around Marlon right now here at Bathurst, buddy? You better believe it.
Absolutely. Yeah, getting around Marlon here at Bathurst would mean a lot to Chad, and he's definitely working on it. This is definitely, of all the rivalries we see throughout the seasons, this has got to be the best friendly rivalry in the series, because these guys, they're so friendly with each other, and you can definitely see the respect that each of them has for each other.
Michael Fulcher, did he just get in an incident? No, somebody did. I heard the bang, but I don't see the...
That's what seems to always happen here at Bathurst. You hear the crunch and you hear the bang, but you can't never find out where it come from.
All right, who smacked the wall? I heard it. It did not sound pretty. The last time I heard that noise was Mike Budzing's crash, Kane, so that's what I was expecting to see, but nothing out there. It was the ghost of Bathurst, I guess. Okay, good news. No, not good news. Never mind. I was thinking Jake Burton had made it back out on the track, but no, he has not. Now, how about this? Nigel Baines was back in 13th, a lap down. He has now passed Phil Jones, moved up into 12th, and if Jake Burton doesn't return soon, Nigel will move up into the 11th position. And how about this, Kane? Even with the early troubles of Nigel, he's still pushing forward, and I love to see that. That's my favorite thing to see with these drivers. You have a rough day, don't give up. Stay out there and fight for every point you can, and that's what Nigel's doing. Kane, he could salvage a top 10 out of this today.
He could, and yeah, Nigel's definitely one that's going to be out here for every lap that he can. He loves driving this track. And that's one of the reasons most of the guys come back out, is this track really is. It's very difficult, but it is a lot of fun to drive, and it's a very rewarding track once you get it down pat.
Now,
hey guys, Mike Budzin down here in pit road. We got Chad Chastain on pit road. A little bit of damage to the front end, but looks like the crew's just going to throw 4 tires and some gas at it, and he's going to be back on his way.
awesome news. Thanks a lot, Mike. And there you see him right there, Chad. We appreciate that update from Mike Budzin, and a great pit right there from Chad Chastain. Oh, that was awesome. We had a great battle going on, Mike, with Marlon McMullen there. Those two really going at it. This has just been too fun watching these guys.
I expect to see Marlon come in the next lap or two. He might stay out one extra lap since Chad went in. We'll just have to wait and see.
Man, I tell you what, I like that move by Chad. He's went in. He's got his fresh 4 tires. You heard it from Mike. Mike Budzin, thanks for that update again, buddy. We always appreciate updates. That really helps us out a lot. And I tell you what, Chad now can focus on just his driving, and that's when Chad is at his best, I think. He doesn't have the pressure of worrying about what Marlon does. All he has to do is focus about what he does, and that's what he's doing right now, Kane. He's got a pretty open track, a little bit of traffic in front of him, nothing to be worried about. It's Sanjin Lalalik in front of him, and you know, Sanjin's got a good enough pace. It won't hurt for quite some time, because there's a hefty battle going on. Sam Sutton is in front of Sanjin Lalalik, and these two having their own little game going on.
Marlon on pit road.
So there it is, monkey see, monkey do. There he is. Marlon McMullen, I'm just kidding, buddy. I guess I didn't mean that to sound bad, but yeah, that's right, that's it. They're going to similar pit strategies for both drivers there, and Marlon McMullen is in the pits. And I tell you what, this is a huge pit stop for Marlon, as you see.
How's it looking down there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm down here in the McMullen pit. Looks a lot the same way as Chad's car. He's got a little bit of front end damage, lots of damage to the driver's side door. I don't know how that's affecting him in the race. The tires all look pretty straight. The rear wing looks straight. He's winding it up right now. It looks like they're getting ready to drop him in. Now off he goes.
Pretty good stop there. What's the time on that stop there, Kane?
27.4.
So a 27.4 for
now
Marlon McMullen.
Chad had a 25.2. So Chad, probably by the time we get done with this, Chad may have ended up out there in front.
He did, Kane. I think that's him right out in front right now. It is Chad Chastain with a nice size lead over Marlon McMullen at the moment. Now that could change, but at the moment that really paid off for Chad Chastain. A great call to go in first. Great pit. Good job by the Sim Pit crew to get that car in and out quickly. 4 fresh tires. Everything looks really good on that car, and he's got to have a big boost of momentum now because that was a fantastic job by Chad. He's got a nice lead, Kane. I'd say at least, let's see, at least about a second and a half.
Yeah, 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, that was even more than I just gave it a guesstimate there. Good job. Good job by Chad, man. That's very good. Now, this doesn't mean this battle's over by any stretch of the imagination.
No, there's still plenty of laps to go. We're just past the halfway point. So, yeah, Marlon's got plenty of time to catch him. He'll have to focus to do it. Chad's got some clean air, and that's when Chad's at his best. So it's going to be a tough haul for Marlon, but I think he can catch him.
I'm really shocked Curtis Chipaway's still staying out. He's in the second position, Kane. And tell you what, you got to think he's got to be thinking about coming in pretty soon. Curtis still out there. He's been running a fantastic race. Very, very proud of what Curtis Chipaway has done today so far. Still got, like you said, we're just over the halfway point in our race. I hope that Curtis can continue to put on this fantastic showing. But you know, he's got to get in the pits pretty soon, you think?
Still a big battle going on here between Andrew Green and Michael Fulcher. Andrew Green has got ahead of Michael Fulcher, but Mike Fulcher's right there with him, trying to keep pace and try to get his position back.
Now, Kane, when we were doing the Marlon McMullen pit, Mike was coming in. We didn't get a chance to mention it, but Andrew Green and Mike Fulcher pit at the same time. I believe they had to have, if this battle is still there, because I saw Andrew Green come into the pits, and I believe Michael Fulcher came in as well. And that's something else. If they went in the pits and came out and are still in a battle, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what makes these kinds of races fun, whenever you've got somebody you're racing real hard with like that, and you can race into and out of the pits and just continue the race. And this one looks like it's going to go on clear till the end.
Yeah, you'd think so. Great job right now by Andrew Green and Michael Fulcher. I've seen earlier like Michael Fulcher had the advantage on this battle, but now Andrew Green has definitely looked like he's got the advantage. That Kermit mobile has a little bit of damage on it, but it doesn't seem to be, it just looks cosmetic. It hasn't seemed to hurt this car's speed by any stretch of the imagination. There you see Phil Jones moving over to let this battle go by.
Madison Downs has entered pit road. Pulling into a spot now. What do you got down there, Mike?
Oh, Madison's car, like you'd expect, looks pretty clean on the front. He might have got into the wall a little bit. I'm seeing a little bit of damage right on the right front corner. A little bit of damage to the front splitter, but otherwise the car looks pretty clean. We got other cars coming in behind him. We got Curtis Chipaway pulling in right behind him, so this might be a race off pit road.
Yeah, this is a huge stop right here. Going to be a race off of pit road. Madison, there he goes.
Madison had 16 seconds coming into pit road, so that one's going to be awful hard for Curtis to make up, but well, he'll make up sometime maybe and get that race a little bit closer, or at least give him a little bit more gap between he and Chad Chastain.
Yeah, there he goes, Kane, right now. Here comes Kurt. Let's see what he can do. Here comes, look at this. Chad Chastain coming right by now, side by side. Here comes Marlon McMullen, and Curtis Chipaway will make his way out in front of Marlon McMullen. So a big boost right there for Chad Chastain, as he is now your second place driver in the race. And here comes Marlon McMullen down on the outside. Can he make the pass on Curtis Chipaway? This is going to be big, and contact is made between the two cars. Luckily, nothing is going to happen. It was light contact, but it could have been a scary moment right there for both Curtis Chipaway and Marlon McMullen. Now we're going to have a fun battle, Kane. You know these two are going to go at it. This is great. This does help out Chad Chastain, though. As these two pursue their battle, Chad Chastain can just focus on setting good lap times, and right away here, he can try to get a little distance between them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's done. He's up to over 3 seconds now between he and now third place Curtis Chipaway. And he's just opening it up, gaining more spot. He's up to 3.5 seconds now.
Just to give you a little idea of the distance between Chad Chastain and Madison Down right now. Madison Down is just now heading under the Armor All sign, okay? Chad Chastain is still on Conrad Straight, and
yeah, Madison just now crossing the start-finish line.
And Chad just right now reaching the Armor All sign, heading into Murray Corner. So it still could happen. There's time, man. I'll tell you what, if something happens to Madison up there, if he has a slip-up, you heard it from Mike Bunsing earlier, he made a little contact with the wall. Something like that happens again and a little bit more contact is made, it can slow him up enough maybe where Chad can get up there and we can have a battle. This race is not won yet. It is still a lot of laps remaining. We still got a good 11, 12 laps left in this thing.
Definitely anything can happen. Last season we've seen kind of that same deal. Madison just scrapes the wall there, and yeah, anything can happen. We've seen last season where I believe it was Chad Chastain ended up off track and allowed a couple drivers by there right at the finish.
You'd actually be surprised at the amount of pressure that can be put on when you're up there all by yourself. You don't really know quite what's going on around the track. You just know what's going on in your car, and in your mind sometimes you can try to push harder than you need to. You don't realize quite the lead you have. They can see the seconds, but sometimes it just gets in their head, and then mistakes can happen. I'll tell you what I'm proud of, Kane. Newcomer Martin Creamers in the Mad Cow Ford Fusion. He's up in the 9th position, and I just think he's had a great run here. This is his first time in our broadcast at Bathurst, and I think he's done a marvelous job.
Right now I want to go to Jim Davey. Jim, do you got eyes on the second split tonight?
Hey, how are you guys? Actually, I just got home from work, which is why I'm not racing. I had popped into the first split for just a moment to see what was going on, and I'm actually getting ready to go into the second split right now.
Awesome. Yeah, the first split has definitely been exciting. It's been a lot of close racing throughout, so first split's definitely been a great race so far. I've just been extra curious on how this second split's going tonight on this great track, the biggest race of the season for sure.
Now we got pit stop right now. Who is that that's going into the pits? I'm trying to see who it is, guys. It is a STC Motorsport car. It's Martin Carroll, who's 3 laps down. And Martin Carroll going in there, he's going to need some fresh tires and fuel, I think. So we'll keep an eye on Martin. Right now he is in the 13th position. He's 3 laps off the lead lap, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on him later.
Yeah, tough break for Marty as he, in one of the opening laps, ended up sideways. Somewhere in the Filmy Park area, I would say, is probably where he ended up sideways and just right in between the two walls. He couldn't get the thing turned around good, and definitely caused some troubles for him.
I was really surprised that he was able to continue. He had a pretty rough wreck. That was a pretty bad incident there. Car was actually to a complete stop, head into the inside wall. And I was very shocked. Boy, great battle here. Andrew Green now trying to recapture his spot. Michael Fulcher has regained 5th place, and Andrew Green is really hunting, trying to get it back. These two continue to put their battle on, and this is just great racing between Andrew Green and Michael Fulcher.
Hey guys, got another report from pit road here, a bit of a crowd favorite. We got Jake Burton back out of the garage. The crew's going to see if they can get the car out on the track. The engine's not running right now, but I can see him shaking the wheel and checking everything over, so maybe he'll get a finish out of it.
Hey, now that's some good news. I'd love to see Jake get back out here and at least cross the finish line.
And the crew just fired the motor.
There he is. Good shot. Thanks a lot for that one, Mike. That's good news. There he is, guys. Jake Burton does return to the race. So what we thought was a day-ending incident there, he is back out and everything looks good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened when Jake went in there, but his car was in great condition when he went in, so no damage to repair that I'm aware of. So it's great to see him back out on the track.
Yeah, I wonder, Mike, do you know what happened with the car? What was the initial reason for his pit stop and then eventual exit to the garage?
I didn't catch that either, but Kane, I think you might have some client-side issues, because over on this end down in pit road, there's a lot of damage to the car. The whole, both ends of the car and going all the way down the right side had a lot of damage going to it. So he got into something pretty hard. But like we were saying before, you'd want to persist through this track. We'll see if he can make it to the finish line.
Yeah, and just watching him try to wheel that car around the track, it's shaking a lot. He definitely did get some pretty serious damage. I just know when he went in, he was in the 7th place or so. And so I guess I just assumed he was doing real well. I can see his spoilers all bent up. He's definitely got some damage, and he's really having to work hard to get that car around the track.
Curtis Chipaway starting to make a little bit of a push back up towards Chad Chastain. And there's some light at the end of the tunnel here for Curtis. He does have Chad Chastain down the scope, and he can see him pretty close away. He has broken away from two-time defending champ Marlon McMullen, and the rest in peace Can-Am Motorsports Ford Falcon is on the hunt for Mr. Chad, and he's not too far behind, guys. This could turn out to be a battle to the end for second.
Yeah, he's gained over half the time back. He's only 1.5 seconds down now. It's a very, very capable driver. He's going to be catching Chad by the end of this thing. We're going to be seeing a big battle there. We got 10 laps to go, and there's no doubt that Curtis can catch Chad in those 10 laps and put on a serious battle for that second position.
Well, you know, Chad was the first to pit out of him and Curtis Chipaway, so Kurt would have a little fraction of a bit of grip over Chad at the end, I reckon, if you looked at it like that. By theory, he should. So that is going to be a real fun battle to watch here, but I tell you what, Chad is not going to let him catch up with ease. Chad's still pushing very hard through Hill Corner here. Great job hitting the apex there and heading down Mountain Straight with full speed. I want to check back in on Andrew Green, and he did, Kane. He has regained 5th place. He did make the pass on Michael Fulcher. These two have passed each other back and forth. This has just been crazy. They have traded positions back and forth multiple times, and they are going to probably do it again once or twice before the end of this thing.
All right, let's go back with Jim Davey with the update on split number 2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the split number 2 up until, honestly, about 10 seconds ago, there was only a 3-second gap between first and second place.
Wow.
Caleb Furman, he's a relative newcomer to the series. He ran really well last night, up to the point of missing an apex, I believe it was, and he just messed up his car last night. He had the pole tonight, and looks like he's been leading pretty much every lap. He was 3 seconds over Jason Scandalera. Like I said, right up to the moment where he switched back over to me, Jason lost it to the top of the mountain, and looks like he's done for the evening.
Wow. So
so now we got Caleb running very well up front. Isaac DeFigueredo. I tell you, I will never get that name right. Isaac's running second, about 20 seconds back. Jamie Eaton's doing a very respectable third, followed by Chris Hogan and Rod Denyer. Both of those relative newcomers. I think I've seen Chris around a few times. But
Chris Hogan.
Yeah, that was actually probably the race of the battle right now, because they're only they're about a half second apart right now for 4th place.
Oh man, I'm happy for Chris. He is a great guy, Chris Hogan, and I'm hoping that he can. Well, I think we'll be seeing Chris top split. Maybe not next season, but in the near future, we will be seeing Chris up here. He's just getting better and better. Oh, big trouble on the track for Andrew Green. The battle, the car flips, and we're going to have to get a race recall replay on Andrew Green. He is able to get the car back running, but this was a humongous wreck. Definitely the wreck of the race. I can't believe he was able to get that car back running again. Let's take another look at this humongous wreck as the guys come out of Murray's corner and head towards the start-finish line. Boy, he come around the Murray corner and just had too much speed. The car gets loose and straight into the inside retaining wall. And when he hit it, the car just flips up on its side and does a roll and back on all fours. Wow, talk about a hit here at Mount Panorama. That's a big, scary moment. I hate to see that, though, Kane, because he had such a great battle with Michael Fulcher, and I can't believe he got the car back running.
Well, he might have got the car back down, but we were watching it sitting down here on pit road as it took off. The car sounded healthy, but it was definitely crabbing off to the left, so some definite rear end damage on that car that he's probably going to have to come in and repair.
Ooh, thanks a lot, Mike. I can, after you mention it, you can tell he is crabbing a little bit. That's definitely going to need some repairs, and a tough break right there for Andrew Green, currently running in 6th place.
Yeah, Andrew's car definitely not doing well. He's really struggling to get that car around the track to, I assume, get back to pit lane.
Yeah, you'd have to think that he would have to get that thing back to pit, but you never know what he's got up in his sleeve. I don't think he'll try to risk anybody else's race by staying out there, because that car is really tough for him to control. He's got a little bit of traffic coming up behind him as well. It looks like Sean Kelly in the Hybrid Simulations Ford Falcon coming up right there. And that is, and then behind him it is the SDC Motorsports machine of Martin Carroll. And Sean Kelly, even though Martin Carroll is a lap down, he is going to have fun battling with Sean if he can get up there with him. So it won't be for position, but that would be fun, as Sean Kelly and both Andrew Green do head in pit road. So we'll be looking for a pit report from Mike Budzine down on pit road here shortly. Madison Down does have over a 20-second lead over Chad Chastain, but the big battle on the track that everybody's wanting to know about is between him and Curtis Chipaway, and boys, it's heating up. Curtis Chipaway really close now. Only about 2.5, 3 car lengths behind Chad. This thing is really starting to shape up, and I tell you what, this is definitely starting to put the pressure on Mr. Chad Chastain there. And this is something that we have been wanting to watch all race long. We're on lap 23 of 29 here at Bathurst. If you've just joined us, it's been a heck of an evening here. Madison Down, the pole sitter, has jumped out to an early lead and led the entire race. He's over 20-second lead over Chad, and Curtis Chipaway back in 3rd. Marlon McMullen back in 4th place. He is quite a little ways back now, and then Michael Fulcher rounds out your top 5.
Real quick, I want to... Yep.
And to catch up on the story from pit road, I'm down here in the Andrew Green pit, and he's showing it's not easy being green. There isn't a straight panel lift on this car. There's even scratches on the roof, and it looks like, yep, they're going to take it behind the garage, and that might be all for him for tonight.
Oh, tough break there for Andrew Green, and the Kermit Mobile. Ford Falcon has had all it could take. Thanks for that information, Mike. I hate to hear that for Andrew. It ain't easy being green. Oh, Kane, buddy, what a race.
Mike.
That's right.
I just had to go there.
I love it, I love it. Oh, buddy, back out here, great battle on the track, still between Chad Chastain and Curtis Chipaway. Definitely the battle of the race so far, and it's pretty much the race for 2nd place. And these guys, it's just going to get more and more heated up. I'm telling you what, these guys, it was about a 3-car length a moment ago. It's down to a car length. Or a little over a car length, but boy, it's right there.
Depends what turn you're looking in. Some of the turns, Curtis has a little bit more drive in and ends up right on the bumper, and then on some of them, Chad's got a good run out and gets that gap back up to about 3-car length.
That's it. That's exactly right. Some turns, Curtis is really driving in really hard, and then some turns, Chad's getting a really good run out of the turn. So it's just really, really fun to watch.
We just had a great view of the birds there, the birds rather, on the broadcast. Cars went right underneath the birds. It's actually kind of cool.
It is cool, man. I tell you what, that was I don't know, because I look at my cameras are a little different than what you have there on the broadcast, Kane, but it was really neat over the top of Skyline there. Right as the cars were going off on the initial first lap, all the cars, Madison down, leading the guys over the top of Skyline, and the flock of birds comes flying over after they go over. It was just super cool. Oh, we could have a big trouble there. Chad Chastain got off track there for a minute. Everything okay, but this is a really big moment for Curtis Chipaway. He could make a move side by side now going into Murray Corner. This could be big. On the inside it is Chad Chastain. Can he hold the lead? It looks like he will, and a beautiful job retaining his position. Chad Chastain in the sim pit, Ford Falcon. The SD Motorsport driver doing a fantastic job hanging on here on lap 25 of 29, guys. This race, only 5 laps remain. Heading down Mountain Straight right now. Very, very good job by Curtis Chipaway, trying to use all the draft he can, and just doesn't get enough momentum to make a turn going in to that big turn, and he's going to have to hang right there. He has plenty of time to make his second place. I was going to call it a race winning move, but it's the race winning move is ahead. It happened right at the start. That was Madison down. But boy, I tell you what, he's got time to make his move. Kurt can make his move anytime. Chad's going to have to try real hard to hold on to this.
Yeah, Curtis has got some serious speed here. He's back behind Chad only because that's where he happened to be stuck behind him, and he's actually got to drive around Chad to get past him, but he's got the speed to do it. It's just getting track position to do it.
Man, I tell you what, I mentioned, a race winning pass or a race winning hold here. It feels like that to these guys. These are 2 of our permanent V8s Americas series drivers, and for them this does feel like a win. If you get second today, I tell you what, these guys see each other each week in this series, every Friday evening, and boy, it is just a big battle between these two. Marlon McMullen's still back in the 4th position, and he is quite a little ways back, but I tell you what, he's had a good race ever since. He has a little bit of damage there to the Dayco Ford Falcon. He's back there all by himself, and he's, 4th place, not too bad right now for Marlon. He's got some company coming up, though, in the rear view. Too bad it's not for position. Jake Burton coming up in the Sim Instruments Falcon. It just makes you think what could have been if that damage wouldn't have happened early for Jake. How about Martin Creamer's in the Mad Cow Racing Ford Falcon up into the 7th position and ahead of Sam Sutton now. So a good job there by the Mad Cow Ford Falcon. I tell you what, I'm really proud of Martin Creamer's. He's represented himself very well since entering the V8s Americas just a few short weeks ago.
Yeah, he has done a very good job. He's even shown some improvement the last couple weeks, and that's really what we like to see when someone comes in and then you see them start doing better and better, and that's exactly what we've seen with Martin.
Driver we haven't talked much about all race, Graham Filan. He's in the 10th position. Sean Kelly facing the wrong way on the track, and Graham nearly misses him. Wow, not good there. A tough break for Sean Kelly, already 2 laps down, not what he wanted to do. Madison down just skates by, and big time damage on the hybrid simulations Ford Falcon. Little space put on now. Good job by Chad Chastain. While I was watching, something had to have happened to Kurt there. A little bit of space has been put back in between Chad and Curtis Chipaway. Not enough to definitively put Chad away ahead, but it definitely gives them a little bit of breathing room for at least a lap or so.
Curtis's back tires might be going away. We didn't see it. We saw him from pit road as on the last lap as they were coming through Hill Corner, and Curtis did a huge rear tire haze on the way out. So he's trying hard.
I've seen that several times with Curtis, as he, especially there through Hill's Corner, he really gets a big slide there.
Yeah, watching him right now, in fact, guys, see exactly what you're talking about. It's on display right in front of our eyes.
We have had a huge incident here in the second split.
Had a what now? Go ahead, Jim.
We've had a big incident in the second split here.
Uh-oh, tell us all about it there, Jim. David reporting live from the second split, buddy.
All right, so Caleb Furman was running really strong all race. Apparently he has been disqualified for not pitting for repairs. I had been watching him. He had been losing time to Isaac over the past few laps, but his laps weren't coming up as scored. And apparently he got a black flag and did not serve it and got disqualified.
Wow, huge news there from the second split. That is really big news, and wow. That's all you can say there.
I know, I was amazed, and unfortunately, Chris Hogan in the SDC Ford Falcon, he was running very strong with a fourth place, could have been a third now, but he made an error at the dipper and banged up his front end. Now he's in the pits getting repaired, showing as 1 lap down at the moment.
Tough break there for Chris Hogan, another SDC Motorsports driver.
The SDC guys have really had a tough time this week, Chad Chastain being the exception, of course, but all the others have really had a tough luck here tonight.
Yeah, very, very good night so far for Chad Chastain. He got knocked back early, and he has fought his way back to second place. Great job in the pits by his team tonight. Lap 27 of 29. This race is really starting to dissipate on us. We don't have much left. And here comes Curtis Chipaway trying to do anything he can to get ahead of that Sim Pit Ford Falcon. He sees her just ahead of him. Absolutely, and guys, it is lap 28, so this will be, the white flag will be waving this time by, and that only just gets everything, the blood pumping a little bit more here as we're heading down Mountain Straight for the time before our last time. You got to do it now. Chad Chastain, Curtis Chipaway, fixing to put on the show.
Oh my goodness, we have had another speed change in the second split.
Oh boy. What's going on, Jim? Tell us about it.
Isaac wrecked from the lead, so now the Redback Motorsports of Jamie Eden is in the lead, followed by Rod Denyer and still showing Isaac in third place.
Wow. Wow.
The end of this race has certainly gotten interesting.
Boy, I tell you what, both races really heating up here. The battle between Curtis Chipaway and Chad Chastain, still great. Madison, I think he's already crossed the finish line. Madison down 22 plus seconds up ahead, and this guy flying. Right now he's right there with Graham. Yeah, he's right there just past Graham Filan. And the white flag is fixing to wave here in the top split, as our leader Madison Down driving a phenomenal race. Oh, Graham gets off road there, but heading around Murray's Corner right now is Madison Down, and the white flag is waving here at Mount Panorama in the top split. Here is our leader Madison Down taking his final lap here at Bathurst. All right, coming around Murray's Corner right now, Chad Chastain and Curtis Chipaway. This will be their final lap here. Who will take second place here today? Will it be Chad Chastain in the Sim Pit Falcon? Will it be Curtis Chipaway in the Rest in Peace? He gets very loose, coming out, and he's now got the 2 tires off the road. Somehow Curtis Chipaway held on to his car right there, the Ford Falcon. Guys, he is going to be a miracle if he can pass Chad. His back tires are gone. Those things are so slick. I don't know how he's holding on. There's virtually no grip for Kurt, and somehow he's still trying to hang with Chad. This is huge.
Yeah, spectacular save back there for Curtis. That was amazing. I really thought he was going to lose a lot of time, and here he is still in the battle for that second place.
Making his way down the descent of the mountain right now, heading towards the Dipper. It is Madison Down on the final lap here of Week 6 in the V8 Supercar Americas Series. And now Forest Elbow for Madison Down as he heads down Conrad Straight. It looks like a victory is inevitable for Madison Down. Checking back in, this is the race to the finish right now between Chad Chastain, Curtis Chipaway. Only a car length between the 2 drivers. Both drivers sliding around, headed through for the final time. Almost gets loose side by side. Could it be? No. Chad just barely somehow finds grip at the last second. And now side by side going down Conrad Straight. Who will get this? It's going to be a battle to the end between first and second. It looks like Kurt has the advantage heading down Conrad Straight. He does pull ahead of Chad Chastain. Can Chad regain second place before the end? Heading down, we only have 2 turns to go and gets turned sideways. It's going to be Chad who takes second, but Chad's off the road. Curtis Chipaway into the wall. Tough break on the final lap here at Bathurst, and Chad Chastain is going to cruise slowly around. What a way for this race. Your winner today, Madison Down, will cross the finish line and be victorious here at Bathurst. It looks as if Chad Chastain will wait and let Curtis Chipaway cross the finish line before him. And that is sportsmanship at its best, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis Chipaway will finish second. Chad Chastain will take third. Marlon McMullen will come across in the 4th position. Michael Fulcher will cross in 6th, or in 5th, I apologize. And what a finish to this race. Wow. Let's give it up one more time. Give it up for Madison Down coming in here today and just absolutely dominating Mount Panorama today. He's doing his slow victory lap right now. Well deserved. Let's get some camera time on the victor, Madison Down. This guy deserves it.
Definitely a well-played race for Madison. Right off the start, he got out in front and he just never looked back. A super good race there for Madison. Excellent job.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you have a battle like we just had with Curtis Chipaway and Chad Chastain, I'm amazed that they went as long as they did without little contact like that.
The contact that they did have, I went back and did a replay, and it looked like netcode contact maybe, because it didn't look like any contact actually happened between the cars. There was never no bang or any crash. Just, I mean, it definitely looked like some contact was made the way Curtis's car shot off, but.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Madison Down, power sliding down the mountain. This guy is just unbelievable. But I think you may be right on that, Kane. It didn't look like it was. It definitely was not meant to be. I know that Chad felt bad about that. He definitely showed it. He succeeded the position and let Kurt get second. That was one heck of a race and a hell of a job by Curtis Chipaway to gain second place on the final lap here. That was just really, really impressive. He gave it his all, and with the no back-end tires, found some grip out on that track. I don't know where he found it, but it's burnout time for Madison Down. Let's watch this thing. And he gets off the track. He does a victory lap. And right as he looks like he's going to do a burnout, he just says, you know what? Bloop. I'll just take it to the garage. And a big win for Madison Down, Kane. That was, I tell you what. I'll go ahead and do a final rundown here at the top split in the V8 Supercar Americas series, guys. What an event. If you're just joining us, I can't believe you're late, but you missed one heck of a race. Just rewind and watch this thing from the beginning. A wonderful race. Winning the race here in week 6, it is Madison Down, in a fantastic performance by him. 34 seconds over second place, and that second place driver is Curtis Chipaway. The battle between him and Chad Chastain, who rounds out our podium spot, or our podium in third. Both of those drivers deserve a gold medal for their battling back and forth this race. It was just phenomenal. Marlon McMullen, a great job coming across in 4th position today. Michael Fulcher showed that he had what it took to get a top 5, and well deserved. Coming across in 6th today, Sanjan Delilik. A great job for Sanjan. Sanjan started the day in 13th and worked his way all the way up to 6th. A great job by Sanjan. Sam Sutton, a 7th place finish for him. He started today in 12th. Graham Filan, an 8th place finish for him. He started 15th. Martin Creamer's newcomer did a fantastic job finishing in top 10 today. He finished his 9th. He started 14th. Nigel Baines, a tough beginning to his day, but all in all works out okay, Kane. He still walks out with a top 10. That just goes to show you what determination to never give up can do. Martin Carroll, another SDC driver, comes across in 11th. Sean Kelly finishes the day in 12th. 13th place goes to Andrew Green, and Jake Burton takes 14th. Phil Jones does finish in 15th. Mike Budzine 16th. And the final car, 17th position, goes to Mark Anderson. That is how Bathurst goes this season, and I tell you what, it was definitely worth every minute of the wait. I just really enjoyed this race. I thought it went just as good as we could have imagined.
I agree. It was fantastic. Much thanks to Mike Budzine for taking care of the pit road for us, and many thanks to Jim Davies for his take on the second split. It was fantastic to have these guys aboard to give us a little bit of extra commentary tonight.
Yeah, that was nice. I tell you what, they ought to stop by here more often during the show. I know they're normally on the track, and but boy, it was nice having them here to help out. That really was nice. So thanks to both of you gentlemen, and I thought that was really great to have you guys here with us.
We do still need to check in one final time on the second split. Has that race concluded, Jim?
Yeah, it has. It just finished a few seconds ago. Jamie Eaton in the Redback Racing took first place, which they a never say die attitude. I mean, a few laps before the end, he was running 5th, and suddenly some wrecks and some disqualifications, and he takes the win.
Wow.
And there is not a scratch on that car. I tell you what, slow and steady won the race for him.
How cool is that? That is.
Oh, it's great. Rod Denyer took 2nd place, privateer. Isaac took 3rd place, which is amazing. Even in his ZB Racing Ford Falcon, he was a lap down in 3rd place.
Wow.
Well, wow. I mean, it's just slow and steady tonight, apparently.
Well, I tell you what, guys. Without further ado, the man of the hour. I've got to bring in today's winner, Madison, down for a word. Madison, do you have a copy with us?
I do.
First of all, buddy, congratulations on that dominating victory. Just a fantastic, just a great performance out there today. You go out, grab the pole, and you never look back. Just tell us a little bit about your race today.
Yeah, thanks for that. Pretty much all went perfectly to plan. Did a pretty good qualifying lap, 6.2, I think, and yeah, got a bit of an average start there. And Curtis definitely had a very good run up to Griffin's Bend on lap 1, but I just covered him a little bit, broke pretty late, managed to hold the lead, and yeah, just tried not to look at the mirror and drove away. And yeah, pretty happy with how it went. The car felt great, very consistent, nice and easy to drive, and yeah, couldn't have gone much better for me, really.
I'm telling you, it looked like a little Sunday drive around the mountain. I tell you, it did. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was almost the original scenic drive type thing for me today. But no, it was, as I said, brilliant race. Looked like a pretty good battle behind. Not too sure what happened there, but I know my teammates had a bit of a crap run today. So even nearly got taken out by my teammate actually towards the end there. But didn't have too many worries on my mind, and yeah, it was almost a bit boring towards the end. Actually, it was just a matter of keeping it out of the fence and maintaining it and not buggering up. So, yeah, tough race though. 29 laps around Bathurst takes a very long time, and yeah, massive concentration required.
Absolutely, buddy. I tell you, I saw that scary moment there, teammate coming at you. Tell us what was going through your head at that point.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know it was Sean. I just saw the yellow flags come out and the in-game spotter yelled car in the middle of the road and came round and it's my own bloody teammate and he's driving back onto the track in front of me. So, yeah, I think I was having a go at him a lap before, so I just commented and said I suppose that was payback, hey Sean? So, nah, it was a bit exciting for us, but it all worked out.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, thanks so much. We really enjoyed having you here in the Americas series for Bathurst, Madison. Hopefully, we get to see you a little more often down the road, buddy. It really was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Great series. I'll see you soon.
Absolutely, buddy. That is Madison down, everybody. Another congrats to him on winning Bathurst here in the Americas series. Phenomenal job. Let's go ahead and bring in here the guy that came across in the second position. Let me see if I can find him. Okay, maybe I don't see him in here yet, so I'll just grab our third place car. And that
Yeah,
is
Curtis doesn't talk very much.
we'll bring in the guy that had about the biggest sportsmanship move you could see at Bathurst. That's Chad Chastain. Chad, well, first of all, job well done, buddy, on the race today. I know that last lap, that had to just been crazy. Tell us a little bit about that final lap at Bathurst.
Oh, the last lap, the last 20 laps.
Yes, that's more like it.
It was, I finally felt, I got into a groove. Curtis was, chipping into me at tenths at a time, 2 tenths. He really seemed to have me covered through the last turn and the first turn, and I knew he was going to have a run on me, and I just felt if I hit my marks and ran well, and just ran a smooth lap, that I'd have a chance. And I knew that it would all come down to that long straightaway, and it sure did. I kind of ran wide into the left-hander preceding that, and didn't get a good run, and then thought I would be able to use that back marker as a pick and pick Curtis off, but he just got cleared, and then then it was a courage test at that point, and he moved over to defend. I braked late, and there was just nothing I could do, and I felt bad because that was a lot of fun. That was a great race.
I'll tell you what, that was a battle for the ages. Kurt and you had just a phenomenal race. And I'll tell you, the battle of the race award goes to you guys. Y'all literally had a battle for, I think, the entire second half of the race. Even the pitch. First of all, great job in the pits tonight, Chad. That I think you were in fourth coming out or going into the pits. You come out in second, and that was just awesome. A good job there. And that stuff really helps out on a track like Bathurst. And then you did a phenomenal job holding that position, and all in all, getting out of here with a podium. Phenomenal job.
I'll take it. Towards the end of last season, the start of this season, I've struggled to get comfortable, and I feel like I've hit something with the car setup, and yeah, just move forward. It felt, I'll take this third most definitely. This was a great race for me. It really felt good.
Well, we sure are proud of you, Chad. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to bring you back in here shortly for our Get Dirty MX post race show, bud. Got a little special edition for Bathurst. So you just go talk to the guys, and we'll have you back here soon.
10-4. Thanks, guys.
And that is Chad Chastain, everybody, the driver from SDC Motorsports in the Sim Pit Ford Falcon. A fantastic job tonight. I think he's really turning his season around, Kane, and I think it's going to be a big second half for him. All right, let's bring in one more driver before we head out and start our post-race show. And I'm going to have to bring in the two-time champion. I'm going to have to bring in Marlon McMullen. And Marlon, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, good guys. How about yourself?
Man, fantastic, buddy. Tell me about the Power Bond team today. How about that Daco Falcon? Tell us how it was here at Bathurst. Fourth place finish today, but you were in the heat all day long.
Yeah, it was an interesting day. I'll take it. A fourth. I obviously saw what happened to Sean pretty early on, so I obviously made the decision halfway throughout the race, not to push too hard or crash into the wall. But other than that, Chad and Curtis had some phenomenal pace, and they were all over me bumper for a long, long time. And yeah, it came around the pit stops, and unfortunately they just jumped me, and I couldn't even get near them. They were just on another level. So well done to them today. And yeah, I saw him make that little bluff at the end, and I hope I could salvage anything, but I couldn't.
Phenomenal job, buddy. I'm just laughing. It was funny. Them two, man, they literally went down to the final turn, and it was just all those cars. They gave it everything they had, and it was just a great race. And it was fun when we had a three-way battle for second between them two and yourself. And I thought that you were actually going to be right there with them till the end, but unfortunately, it looked like you had a longer pit stop than you wanted to, and that kind of set you back a little bit. But after that, I just never seemed to catch back up there. Those two just had exceptional pace tonight. But all in all, fourth place, I think you're going to be just fine with that. You're having a phenomenal season and on track, might I say, to make a three-peat in the points. That would just be phenomenal, Marlon. We're halfway through, buddy. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that, guys.
And don't go anywhere. You know we're about to do the Get Dirty MX post-race show special Bathurst edition. We got some serious stories to talk about with everybody this week. The second split was quite a story too. Jim will have more on that here shortly. So thanks again, Marlon McMullen, and we'll see you again soon.
Cheers. Thanks for that, guys.
All right, that's Marlon McMullen, everybody. We'll be hearing from him real soon in just a second as we are going to head out. We hope you guys have enjoyed our race here at Bathurst in week 6. Don't go anywhere because in just a moment's time, we'll be right back here for the Get Dirty MX post race show. For V8's Online, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me to call all the hot action on the track. We want to thank both Mike Budzine and Jim Davey, both for being special broadcasters tonight at Bathurst, and they're going to be right here with us. Or I know Jim's going to hang with us for the Get Dirty MX post race show. So you guys will be right back in just a minute with the post race show.
Just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship. guys having a... Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show. I'm JD Smith from V8's Online. With me is Kane Kraft, and we got a very special edition of the Get Dirty Post Race Show. It's going to be wonderful. If you guys have just got through watching it with us, we had a phenomenal race at Mount Panorama at Bathurst. 29 laps, Madison Down dominated the mountain. He is officially king of the mountain in the Americas this season, and a job well done. Kane, we got a very special show, so I want to go ahead without further ado, get some of these drivers in here, and let's get to chatting with them. First person I'm going to go ahead and bring in here is a guy that had a phenomenal race, finished in the 5th position, or was it 4th? Hold on, I have to go look at it again. He had such a great race. It was 5th. It's Michael Fulcher. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get Michael in here. Michael, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do. G'day.
Oh, good day, Michael, and welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show, buddy. What a great day for racing at Mount Panorama. You had a phenomenal race there, a great battle. Several guys, I saw you battle several times today, and at the end of the day, a 5th place finish, not bad here at the track. Tell us about your day.
Yeah, look, I'm really happy with the result. Considering I qualified 10th, I think, which surprised me because I thought I was quick. These boys are just, out of this world quick. Couple of positions due to other people's misfortunes, which you expect at Bathurst. And it all came down to me and Andrew Green fighting for 5th position. And man, that we were just stuck like glue the whole race. He was a second behind me at the most until we pitted, and he jumped me in the pits, and I was a second behind him. And I don't know if you caught what happened to him with about 7 to go, but man, what a heartbreaker for him.
Oh boy, we did see it. He actually did a barrel roll, and you two had such a great battle going. It was a heartbreaker. I wish that he would get on here and have a chat with us, so maybe that's something we can talk about when we get everybody in here, is how to get Andrew Green in here for the post-race show, as well as Mr. Curtis Chipaway. Both of them boys haven't been here to chat with us yet. We'll get them on here, won't we, Michael?
Yeah, let's try. More the merrier.
That's it, my friend. I just thought you had a great week, Michael. It's so many great names. Madison Down, Marlon McMullen, Chad Chastain, Curtis Chipaway, Sean Kelly. So many good names, and you come away 5th place. I thought you did a fantastic job, buddy. I thought it was very well. We go to Sebring next week for a night race. That's going to be something. Tell us what you got planned for Sebring.
Well, the first plan will be download it.
Oh boy. So that tells us a lot. I know who's going to be practicing all week.
You got that right. Yeah, haven't turned the wheel there.
Oh, it's a tough one, man, at night. It's really fun, though. I suggest you practice during the day, then go to night. That's a big suggestion. That way you can get a feel for the track in the daytime first.
That's a good call. Yeah, okay. I'll take that advice.
All right, buddy. Well, without further ado, I am going to go ahead and start to bring some more guys in here. And since we had a chalk, I want to get another guy who had a good race in here as well. I want to get it in here. First of all, let's get Jim Davey back in here to the post-race show. Jim, welcome back to the post-race show, buddy. I just wanted you to say, hey, I'm starting to drag people in. I wanted you to be a part of these great interviews. Just got through talking with Michael Fulcher, and he was talking about the Andrew Green incident where Andrew did a full barrel roll on the front stretch there, right in front of the start-finish line. And,
hey, go big or go home.
That's it, man. I hated to see Kermit flipping like that, but it was something else. What did Mike Budzine say on there?
It ain't easy being green.
That's right. It ain't easy being green, and very true. All right, next I'm going to bring in here to the show. Let's get in here a guy who did not have his best race of the season, but he has had a phenomenal season, and that is Sean Kelly, driver of the Hybrid Simulations machine. Sean, how's it going, brother?
Hey guys, yeah, not too bad.
Man, and what a day out there at Bathurst. Week 6, we're halfway through the season now. Tell us about your race today.
Yeah, obviously didn't go according to plan, did it? Just no practice. Yeah, just no practice. Couldn't really lay down much of a time, and I just thought I'd hopefully just sit back and keep up the walls, and hopefully I'd find some pace in the second half of the race. But no, that wasn't to be. Hit the wall and got a meatball. Had a couple of meatballs in the unsafe pit exit, and almost cleaned up Madison. So yeah, pretty amateur hour, but that's all right.
Sean, hold on to that. I'm going to bring your teammate in here so you can say that again real quick. So I got Madison in here, your teammate in here with you. Now you can tell us about what happened with you almost taking your teammate out.
Yeah, like I say, it was a pretty average race up to there, and I think it might have been Nigel. Someone had a moment in front of me, and I had a bigger moment and ended up backwards, and just tried to turn it around and got myself in a pretty stuck spot. And by the time I looked down at F3, Madison was 2 seconds away, and I was driving across the track. So yeah, pretty amateur hour, like I say, from me.
Now, Madison said from his point of view, he said that he just didn't even know you were up there. He just came around the corner and he said, "Oh, it's my bloody teammate up there." It's right there in front of you. So close call. Luckily, nothing came of it. And I tell you what, Sean, you've had just a phenomenal season so far. I believe going into the race today, you were leading the points, and or it was close. Marlon got you by, what is it, a few points?
Yeah, not sure. It might be 15 or so. It might have been.
Maybe, if that. We'll just say like 14 and a half or something, something that close.
I
But
didn't
anyway,
check the points before this one. We got kind of a rough start today with the broadcast software, and so I didn't get to go in and check the points. And I thought for sure you were leading, and that's what I said on the broadcast. So good thing we were able to correct that now.
That's right.
Oh, maybe it was. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, like I say, it's halfway through the season, so plenty of races to go.
Absolutely, and like I was telling, we were talking with Michael just a second ago here on the post-race show. We have an interesting race in store next week, buddy. A night race at Sebring. Now, is that really a night race? We've heard that from several drivers, but I haven't seen it confirmed. Does anybody know?
Crickets.
Yeah, nobody knows. Well, we'll ask some more folks. Let's bring in some more drivers. I want to get everybody in here. Let's talk about somebody who had a rough start to the race, boy. Let's bring in Nigel Baines. Now, Nigel, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show, brother.
Hey, how you doing, fellas?
Oh, fantastic, buddy. Tell me this. We've missed you, Nigel. We have missed you 2 weeks without getting to see the 36 out on the track, and all of a sudden you get to Bathurst. We're so excited to see you. And then disaster.
Well, thanks, fellas. Yeah, I probably should have missed this one too, I think.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, it certainly didn't go to plan, but yeah, it was kind of just salvage what I could after the first lap incident there. So Bathurst bit me, as it does to some, and yeah, we'll come back and give it another go though for sure.
Now, here's my question. We missed you for 2 weeks. Was that just 2 weeks that you took off, or is it something we're going to unfortunately see more often? Or tell me we're going to see you next week.
The next few weeks are going to be tough. We've just bought a house here, and we've got a whole lot going on. We're actually trying to sell our house back in the UK as well, and that's happening right now. So, unfortunately, just got a lot on my plate.
Got a lot of Spotty Dog cupcakes on your plate.
Yeah, some caking and stuff, and yeah, keeping us busy for sure. So yeah, no, it's a little bit short on time right now, and didn't get a whole lot of prep for Bathurst, but no excuses really for my performance there tonight. So.
Well, I will tell you what, Nigel, I was very, very proud of you that you stuck in there and were able to salvage a top 10 from absolutely nothing. I thought that was phenomenal. And that's one of my favorite things to see is a driver that never gives up. And I love that never give up attitude. That is just exactly what iRacing needs more of. We see that all the time in the V8 Supercar Series, so it's definitely not a surprise. Just congratulations on that. I thought you did a great job salvaging a top 10. So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you never. I mean, I won't be the only one that brushed the wall or did something, and things happen. So you stick at it, and we can salvage what we can. So yeah, no, not too bad really considering. So three pit stops later, it was yeah. No,
Well,
I'll take it.
That's right, buddy. And it's good to see you again as well. And while we're on the SDC Motorsport train, I'm going to bring in both your teammates, both Chad Chastain in here, as well as Marty Carroll. How much on a bit Marty's chatting when I bring him in here? Oh, no, he wasn't. I'm proud of you. Marty and Marty Carroll and Chad Chastain, welcome to the post-race show. I was just talking to
Before we go much
here.
farther, though, JD, I do want to tell you I checked on Sebring, and it is not the night race.
Thank God.
Oh, that
okay.
stinks.
See, one guy says, thanks God. Jim Davies says, oh, that stinks.
That would have been fun.
It is fun.
It
the
is
night
fun.
race is fun, but it is very difficult.
It's difficult on a broadcast. It's hard it's hard to see the cars, and it's hard to see what turn you're at, but it is very fun to race in. So as far as a broadcasting point of view, that's why I said thank God. But well, now I'm going to go back and listen to last week's post-race show and find out who said it was a night race, so I can just dive on it.
Wasn't it you?
Nope, it wasn't.
I think
me.
it was.
Uh-oh. Well, JD's leaving the post-race. No, I'm just kidding. We'll leave it
Well,
at
Jim's
that.
getting ready to leave.
Yeah, well, Jim, before you do, let me at least bring in here Bones. Welcome to the post-race show. Jake Burton and Sam Sutton, all welcome to the post-race show. I'm going to interview you guys in just a second, but before I do want to talk to Jim Davey. I want you guys to hear about the second split. We really want to know what happened. It was just about as crazy as our race, if not a little more crazy, especially at the end. Tell us about what happened, Jim.
Well, my goodness, it got crazy at the last 4 laps. I mean, I sent a message to JD and Kane about, oh yeah, we got a little bit of an update here, and as soon as they cut back to me, it's like, oh well, Caleb just got disqualified and he was leading. Oh, and Chris Hogan just wrecked and he was about to get 3rd place. Oh, and Isaac just wrecked and he just took the lead. So everything happened like in the last 4 laps. It was pretty crazy for a few minutes. Jamie Eaton ran a really, really strong race. He had one incident point, I think it was an off track. His car was spotless at the end. And I think he was running 5th with about 5 laps to go. So it just goes to show it's never over till it's over.
It's like the tortoise and the hare there. Slow and steady won the race. He just took his time and
Absolutely. And I think one of the things you mentioned about Chris Hogan, I think he is very close to being back in the top split because he was the number 2 car in the second split. I mean, he was right there. Before I go, the last thing I just wanted to say was a big shout out to Madison because he has really helped a lot of people this week. I was in a couple of sessions during the week on practice, and he was helping people out with setups. And I know Caleb, for one, he really benefited from it. And it's been 2 years for me, and the car has always felt like it was about to turn around and bite me. And this week, Madison sent a setup out, said, "Hey, try this," and this is the first time probably in 2 years I felt like I could actually push the car.
Wow. Well, Jim, we sure do appreciate you coming and telling us about Split 2. A lot of those guys are up and coming that you've been telling us about, and I'm sure that they'll be fighting hard to get up into this top split soon.
Yeah, I would expect to see Chris Hogan. Matt Dower was right out of he was number 1 in the second split, so I'd expect to see Matt back pretty soon as long as he finishes a race. And I'd expect Jamie Eaton probably looking at it towards the end of the season too.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to it, buddy. Jim, we always appreciate you having. I know that you only had a few minutes here tonight on this Get Dirty MX post-race show. We do appreciate you being here, buddy, and really appreciate you stepping in on the broadcast to give us in-race updates. That was fantastic. Hope you can do it again soon.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be back for next week. Like I was saying, at work, when one thing goes wrong, 500 things go wrong, but hopefully it won't go wrong next week.
That's right, buddy. Take care. That's Jim Davey, everybody. And we really want to thank him for being part of the show tonight. He did a fantastic job.
I
And
do want
we
to touch on what he said though about Madison sharing the setup, and we've seen that a couple weeks this season, where Madison Down shared a setup and John Emerson shared a setup, and this has really been helping out a lot of guys. So thanks, Madison, for your continued support in helping the series grow by sharing the sets and by helping these drivers get just a little bit faster and get a little bit more comfortable in the car. It's really helping the V8 Supercars series, as a whole.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear some positive feedback, guys. So yeah, thanks for that. And it was something I wanted to do this season with the Australian version of v8sonline not broadcasting. I figured, sharing setups to try and keep the series alive in all the time zones. And yeah, we all know how hard of a car it is to drive. So having a setup or a good baseline can sometimes help a lot. So no, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Madison, it makes a huge difference, especially one of the biggest places that I push to get the V8s that we push. Kane really more than me is even brought me here. This is he's the one that found you guys and fell in love with V8s first. And once we found out that there was some interest in the U.S., the Americas series was all we wanted to do, and we were lucky to jump on it, and we've just enjoyed it ever since. We're proud to call it home, and we were really happy to join the V8's online family. And but boy, watching you guys has just truly, truly been a thrill. And now our focus is on the growth and just watching this thing grow. And I think that we're on the verge, fellas, of seeing the biggest growth spurt ever in the V8s everywhere. I think that with what iRacing is fixing to release with the Holden Commodore, I think that the participation is about to more than double, and we're going to have a lot of new drivers in this series, and that's a great thing. And I just want to be thank the guys that do go out and help with setups, because if you're new to the series, it can be very intimidating to come into a new series where you don't know anybody, you don't know how to set these cars up, nonetheless drive them. You know, and so it's that stuff like that's a huge help, and it's very, very welcoming. I think that everybody in here can agree that this is the best series in iRacing when it comes to hospitality and courteous racing, and that's something that's hard to find anywhere, and especially on the iRacing server. I challenge you guys to go over to the oval side and see the friendliness you see in the V8 supercar side, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's something to be proud of.
Well, this isn't your first time helping out the community with setups. I remember when I first started not being able to get the car around the track hardly, and went looking for setups and was able to download an entire pack of Madison Down setups. So this isn't the first time Madison's helped out with setups, helped the series, and it's amazing. It's very welcome.
Yeah, if I could just jump in there. Yeah, Madison helped out right when the Americas first started. He actually used to come and race a couple of races and start from the back and pass us all and show us how it was. But yeah, he's always helped us out. Yeah, good to see you back here, Madison.
Hey,
Yeah,
Michael.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, Madison, that's awesome, and it really is. And I tell you what, it's like I said on the post-race show, I love that we like to talk about this. Everybody's free to speak at this point. I didn't say that because we kind of jumped in here, and I wanted to bring you guys in here because I was really happy to have everybody here. But now anybody can voice their opinion and talk. That's the best part about this show. It's just talking about issues around the league and things that we can improve and stuff like that. But helping out is huge, and it really helps. And I think that we're about to get a humongous amount of people joining our leagues, and I just think it's so great because it's in the United States alone.
I hate to interrupt you, JD, but
No,
you keep
go
saying
right
that
ahead.
you keep saying that word league, and I do want to reiterate this. It's not a separate league. We do broadcast the iRacing official series, and
That's right.
it's a series within the series. The Americas series is, but it's not actually a league.
No, it's not a league. It's not an official league. It's just I just say that it's a way of me explaining it, but I think that it's great that it's growing all over. And I mean, heck, we even have a European league, or did I say it again? Um, but it's just great that it's grown all over in different time zones. I don't know what the participation's like in the Europe time slot, but I know that it's great here in the Americas. And I tell us, Madison, what has it been like in the Australian split?
Yeah, it's dropped a little bit as the broadcast has finished, but we're still getting around about 75 odd cars on average a week in the Australian splits on our Monday night races that we do. So it's fantastic. I remember when this first started, I was all the way back there in 2010, and we used to get about 2 splits in the Australian series, and that we used to think that was a lot. And over the years we've had as many as 6 or 7 and some Monday nights in the Australian um, time slot. So it's amazing. It's great to see so many people love the car, and even myself, I've jumped over to GT3 a few times and tried to enjoy that as much. But the racecraft and the racing and the battles you get just aren't quite as good in those GT3 cars. You can't follow as closely. It's harder to pass. It's more follow the leader than the V8. Whereas the V8 you can use a bit of bumper, you can use a bit of door, you can battle each other really hard. So it's just in my opinion, it's probably the best series in iRacing, and I've raced in quite a few others. So yeah, phenomenal.
Man, you said it just right, buddy. I mean, absolutely. That's what we love about it. It is the racecraft. I mean, where else can you have road racing this close that you can have cars that can bump into each other and it doesn't, it's awesome. It's great. It's what makes it wonderful. And I know that the broadcast on Monday will return, so it's not like it's over forever. Uh, I'm pretty sure those guys will be back soon. Kane, am I right in saying that, or?
You are, yeah, they are working really hard to get a broadcast back, and I do believe that we will be seeing something pretty soon from them, probably, if not in the remainder of this season, probably for sure starting at the beginning of the next season.
Yeah, well, there's almost a little bit of a committee trying to figure out whether we should change the format of the Australian time slot and go a different format or not. And so there's a lot of discussion happening there for bigger and better things for the Australian version of the V8 series. But yeah, the broadcast, from what I've heard, will be back, and I think they were even talking about possibly broadcasting this Monday for Bathurst. So I haven't heard any more on that, but I know there was rumours that was going to happen. So yeah, the Australian time slot will have a broadcast again soon, which will be again great for the series. It's probably hurting a little bit at the moment without them. So yeah.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I miss watching it. Go ahead, Nigel.
Yeah, just curious there, Madison, or if either of you guys know, but is any of that talk around having the big race on the Sunday night Australia time, which would benefit obviously the Americans too?
Yeah, we haven't so much discussed days so far, but Sunday night was being discussed last time I heard. But the series itself would undergo a pretty major format change, that's all I can say, and basically wouldn't be run every week as such, because this series, I know for me, this series is great, we all love it, but when you're doing 48 races a year, it's pretty hard with personal life and work and whatever people are doing in the world. It's a lot of racing, and it's hard on the broadcast crew as well. So we're working on a way to keep the friendly nature of the series and the competitive nature of the series, but and still keep it available and open to everybody, and yeah, just a bit easier on everyone, and try and keep what we've built for 4 years.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was a bit concerned with the broadcast stopping there that participation would drop, and I'm pretty new to it. It's like a season and a half into the V8 now, but I've been pretty impressed with everybody sticking at it. And like you say, I think it's just a love of the car and a love of the racing, and the guys that you race week in week out with, and the respect that goes with it. I think it keeps that community together kind of thing, even without the big broadcast on Monday.
Yeah, we see that. Old tyres, and yeah, everyone's wanting a new car, so it's a combination of those three things.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that used to race back in 2010, 2011, 2012 that haven't raced in the car for a long time, kind of, got over it with how often we were racing, or lost a bit of motivation. But with this series, there's been a lot of people actually asking about it and wanting to have input on it. And there's already a lot of guys, probably, I reckon I know of about 20, 25 drivers that used to race that are interested in racing again. So that's fantastic for the series to see a lot of the old names that people would recognise coming back. I mean, I know, for example, Chad and Curtis, they were out of it for a while, and it's always exciting to see guys like that coming back and racing. So, yeah, we're going to see a few more stories like that in the coming weeks, I think, which is great to see.
It's phenomenal. I think that you guys have to know, I mean, with your driving, but there's a lot of viewers on these broadcasts, and there's a lot of people that watch weekly. They watch you guys race, and they truly enjoy these races because of the great battles that we saw. Just like tonight, we had fantastic battles all the way up and down the track. And there becomes fan clubs. They enjoy watching you guys, and to see names return, the familiar faces and names that they once saw come back is huge. It's so wonderful. It's great to have that back. And I think that just helps everything grow. That helps our broadcast grow. It helps the league out. It helps everything. And I just think that the more that we can do, the more that we can get these guys that were once here back, the better off we'll be. Because I do think new names will come. I think that's on the way. I think that's inevitable. I think that once they release the Holden Commodore, and we've even heard rumors of maybe other manufacturers even making it. I don't know how true those rumors may be, but that would be
fun. I can start another rumor there if you want.
Hey, Graham, throw it on in there, Bones.
Well, I went to the Gary Rogers Motorsport Open Day there last weekend, and I got talking to Scotty, and he's actually back at iRacing. He started that last week, and he's getting a new rig, so he's going to start doing a little bit more. But he said that he'd passed on to his boss to get in contact with iRacing about getting the Volvo in there, and he was keen to do it. So he's not sure how far it's gone, and whether he's actually talked to him, but he'd give him the contact. So hopefully we'll have our Volvo in there.
Yeah, that might take a while. I don't know how quickly those things move along, but just to get the balls rolling on the contact information and maybe them getting them together, that's amazing. I do want to jump back real quick to.
In fact, they're keen to do it. Yeah.
I want to jump back real quick to Nigel's question before we get too far away about the night of the racing, and I did want to say that the Sunday night is a possibility. It's really being taken into consideration. So there is a very good chance that it's going to open the door for some Americans.
Well, Kane, if they move it to Sunday night, now is that American time or is that Aussie time?
It is.
I believe it's Aussie time.
It'll be the Aussie Sunday evening, right?
Right.
So what would that be for us in America?
Well, 4 a.m. or depending where in the States you are on Saturday night. Or 6 for Chad, there you
go. Okay, thanks,
4
Chad.
a.m. for me.
Yeah. Okay, the reason I was asking is, I mean, I've helped out, I've broadcasted a minimum of, let's see if it's at 10:15 a.m. or that's GMT, never mind.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 o'clock in the morning for
that's
for us,
about
but it will be Sunday
impossible
morning
for us to broadcast that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, if they need help with getting the broadcast up, I'll wake up at 4 in the morning and get done because it's Sunday morning. I don't have to work, so it'll be good. Now, the Monday night broadcast that they were doing, I couldn't do that for because it's Monday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd have to be to work at 8 in the morning, and it wouldn't work out. But on Sunday, that I can do.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
I think
all
that's the same for a bunch of us that try and race it, right? Is the Monday night being Sunday night for us, and early hours of the morning with work on the Monday morning, right? It doesn't work, but yeah, we don't mind staying up all through the night on a Saturday night because generally Sundays are free days. So
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
That is actually a really good point. That some Americans would be able to join in. I want to give a shout out to a driver that used to come over from where is I'm drawing a blank. Tobias Ernie. Yes, he used to do that all the time.
Yeah, he's in Germany, and he'd stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to run with us.
Constantly. He drove the whole season with us last year, remember? But anyways, that's a very big idea, and I'm sure that talks are in the works, and be interesting to see how it plays out. One thing you got to be careful when moving times on a series that big and something that's been around this long is you have so many people that know, when these times are. When you change it, will that hurt any of the participation just because?
Well, the good things is they're coming off of a hiatus, so right now there's no time. So whenever
Well,
they
there's
come back
still there's still a good turnout. You heard Madison tell us there's still a good turnout for the races. It's not maybe quite as big as when the broadcast, but it's still a nice sized turnout.
Yeah, and I think those will continue to be good turnout because this is going to be done separately. And so I think the Monday night series will probably be largely unaffected. I do think it will have an impact, but I think it will be largely unaffected.
Yeah, our Sunday nights were fairly big anyway. So.
Yeah, I think what we're mainly discussing, as Kane just said, is it probably Monday night may even become more of a development type series as such, because they're discussing this as a premiere series. We've tried to get like a premiere series for a while. iRacing never really wanted to know us for it, so mainly what this is trying to come up with our own format, kind of like something like World Championship type format, but obviously not label it that. It'll just be, V8 Supercar Series or Premier Series, whatever. And it'll be run on a different night. So I think they are talking Sunday night because, as we just discussed, it's much better for all the Europeans and the US time slots as well. It does give people the option to stay up overnight or wake up early or whatever without having to eat into work time.
Well, Madison, I'm about to throw a big log in the fire here. I don't want to burn it too long, but you just mentioned running it like a Premier Series. What would iRacing do if a group of, just hypothetically saying, if we went out let's say we went out as a group and we found a sponsor that wanted to sponsor a Premier V8 Supercar Series on iRacing, and of course they would want it to be the Australian split, what we run now, and that we had a paying sponsor to do it, they wanted to do it, would iRacing acknowledge that?
I don't really think they would, given that they've just shut down all of their other series, and I don't think it's so much to do with sponsorship that's the problem. It's probably more to do with licensing and things like that, whether V8 Supercars wants to be involved. We are trying to get V8 Supercars involved again. However, whether that happens or not, we're not getting the coverage on the V8 website we need for something like the Premier Series, but we're going to try and get that. But for now, it's going to have to be run as a third-party, separate thing to iRacing. But we've got a lot of pretty good people behind the scenes organising it from what I can see. I'm not really too much in it. I'm just in discussions, but there's a lot of people with a lot of massive documents being written up and suggestions to put forward and whatnot. So that'll probably launch as a bit of a test series towards the end of this year, which will be broadcast. It's early days, so I'm not sure on fine details, but it'd run more closely to what V8 Supercars in real life runs. So we're talking about obviously not qualifying all week, which in itself will make the racing more exciting, because at the moment basically what we do is line the cars up perfectly fastest to slowest, which no wonder there's not as much passing as there could be. In doing this, you'll only have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever to post that lap. So you're never going to get an accurate qualifying grid as such. It'll be a bit mixed up, so that'll make the racing more exciting as well. But I'm really looking forward to it, and I know a lot of people are, and hopefully it makes it more of a worldwide series as well. Obviously, we can still have our Australian Monday night races and the Americas races on the Thursday and Friday for you guys, but it'll also give everybody a chance to race in one big type format of racing as such, one big championship.
Perfect.
So does that mean you'd have to go hosted to do that, or you're hoping to do it still through the official series somehow? Or
we've tried to do it through the official series, but I don't think we're going to get that to happen, unfortunately. So
yeah, like Madison said, think the idea is to do a bit of a test bed series later in this year, so it's a shorter mini championship, and yeah, hopefully it'll be so good that our racing and other parties can't say no.
Yeah, get everyone on board, and it should. Yeah.
Very interesting. This is a very big topic. It's because the potential for this could be great. Who's to say that only the NASCAR iRacing series, or better yet, the Peak Antifreeze series, can be the only premier series in the Grand Prix World Championship? Or I said that wrong, but you get the idea. You know, who's to say that? I mean, I just think that it would be great. I think if it was pushed upon and the participation was high enough, I believe iRacing would jump on something eventually. I don't think right now they would bite on it after hearing what you said, Madison. But I do think it's a possibility down the road, and I think it's something to push for.
Yeah, it sort of has to happen almost. You know, like Madison was alluding to before, you know, the strength of fields are so high that it's just too much every week, you know, so it's something you've got to do every week. So at least this way, everyone, including the broadcasters and everyone involved, will have a chance to have a break regularly.
Yeah.
Stop
Sounds
out.
good.
More time to practice for each event, and make sure you show up with your best. And I like the idea of the every other week race, because it gives more people more time to practice, and and it gives the broadcast crew a rest. It gives everybody a week off rest, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, really looking to mix it up, and everyone's going to have a lot more opportunity to get up and get a good result, really, and make it into the series. Whereas now it's, you know, all relied on iRating, and yeah, so many people got a massive iRating buffer that yeah, they don't need to qualify; they can just enter the race.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there, Sean. Is with those people that don't run regular and they just turn up for the race here and there, and they end up in the top split without having to qualify or anything, or against others that spend a week practicing qualifying and are in a different split, right? So.
Well, here's a little something new to throw on here to move kind of things along just a little bit here. What are the chances? We just finished in our series week 6 at Bathurst, so we're halfway through our season. So in 6 weeks, we'll obviously be delivering a new build. What do you think the chances are we will get to see the Holden Commodore this build? 0? Bones, you say 0?
They've said that it doesn't look like it's going to make it for the next build. And if they're saying that, then it's probably not going to.
Yeah, I can see that.
See, I'm a believer that I think it is going to happen. It's the car that they're focusing on right now, and
me too.
They've gotten so good at these things.
That'd be a good chance.
But I think it's a good chance.
I was going to say the opposite, right? I'm with Kane on this one. I think that there's a big chance that it'll be here. I think that iRacing does say things like that sometimes because they don't want to get everybody's hopes up. They've done that time before and time again, and they know what happens. It gets everybody upset. They get hate mail. It's
That's
awful.
what I'm hoping.
So I do believe we will get to see it. I think there's about a 75% chance we see it. But go right ahead, Sean.
I was just going to say, yeah, they know it's their biggest marketing opportunity with Bathurst, and it's the right time to release it, so I'm pretty sure they'll look to release it before then. Maybe a bit like the IndyCar or something.
Boom, you nailed it. Perfect timing. We've already seen what they tried to do, and it did fail, but they did try to get the DW12 out with the Indy 500. And everybody knows what happened with that. But I think that if they have any chance of getting this Holden Commodore out in time for Bathurst, they will do it. It'll be interesting to see. But anything else in the rumor mill? Anybody want to talk about? Anybody heard anything? Anybody want to bring anything to our attention? Nothing. All right. Well, we'll move on. I guess. Tell you what, it was a fantastic week here at Bathurst. Madison, I hope you enjoyed dominating this series today. It was a great race, and we enjoyed having you. Congratulations on a job well done at Bathurst. That was really, really great, and great battles throughout the track. Man, I tell you what, we've got to find a way to get Andrew Green on our post-race show, as well as Curtis Chipaway. I really wanted to talk to both drivers tonight. I didn't get a chance to talk. Who did I not get to interview tonight? Graham, I didn't get a chance to interview you. Tell us real quick a little bit about what happened with you tonight in the field. Good race for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was when I seen the field, I seen Madison up the front there. I thought, oh, well, it's just a matter of. I think I'll be lapped this time round. I haven't been lapped in a Top Series one for a little while, so yeah. No, we had a pretty good race with Sanjin, Sam Sutton, and myself. We were sort of battling there, and Sanjin got into a battle with Sam. I got past him at one stage, but no, no. It was just a matter of just hold it, not hit the walls too much, and then get home. And I was really surprised to get up to eighth, but that's Bathurst, you know. A couple of guys have a bit of bad luck, and Nigel was behind me there for a while. I'm going, I know he's quicker, but as soon as we got in the straights, I said my car was quicker in the straights. He obviously had damage, so I said, well, I'll drag you along the straights if you can hang in there behind me through my slow corners. And yeah, we were talking after post race that he was happy to sit there for that, and then all of a sudden someone joined him. Sean, I think, joined him from the pits, and they were having a battle behind me, so I let them go. And yeah, that's about me race. But yeah, no, I enjoy Bathurst. But
Well, Bones, I'm proud of you, buddy. You have. It wasn't long ago, and you were. One week we'd see you, and then we'd go 3 weeks without seeing you. You'd be back down in the second split, and I think this is about the seventh or eighth race consecutively.
yeah,
You've been up in the top split, and each one of those weeks you have just gotten better
yeah,
and better, buddy.
I set the slowest pace up here.
Hey, but you know what, Bones? I'm telling you, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with if you keep improving at the rate you are. I'm serious. That's good stuff, buddy.
Well, I like to set the bottom. I like to set the bottom's pace. That's about it.
And you can't use my excuse, man. That's my excuse. That's what I
I'm
say.
too old. I say I'm too old, but Chad's the same age, so
Oh
that doesn't work
man,
for me.
I tell you what, great racing tonight. Jake Burton as well. Jake, I asked somebody I really wanted to ask a question. Jake, you still there?
Yeah, sure, I'm Jody. Go ahead.
I have a question that me and Kane both really wanted to ask you. We saw you go into the pits, and on my screen, your car had no damage. On Kane's screen, your car had no damage. The only one that saw it was Mike Budzine saw the damage on your car. But we saw you go into the pits. You were in 6th or 7th place at the time. Everything seemed fine, and then next thing we know, you're in the garage area. You're off the track, and we didn't know what happened. Tell us what happened. Now, what caused that?
Well, to sum it up briefly, I fenced it at Reed Park to put it briefly, and got a meatball flag, and
that'll do it.
Yeah, the car was wrecked. Yeah, couldn't really do much more with it, unfortunately.
I wonder why. I mean, I'm dead serious. You watch it on the broadcast, you will see your car looks beautiful going into the pits. And then we were saying, oh, man, he's just going in for an early pit. Okay. And we watched you there. I watched you for a minute to see how long your pit was going to take. And then all of a sudden your car disappears. And I said, Kane? Jake Burton is heading to the garage area. His day looks to be over. And then we did see you come back out, and that was awesome. Glad to see that you made it back out on the track, buddy.
Yeah, well, you can. It must have just been a spectator issue, because you can ask as many of the drivers. I think Mad commented on it, and Michael Fulcher commented on it. The car was just in tatters. It was destroyed. But yeah, I just wanted to go out, finish the last few laps, and pick up a little bit of safety rating for my efforts. But
I tell you, man, good job though, Jake. I know you've been having some good racing lately. I know that's just unfortunate there. Had a great race going here today, and it's going to be fun to see what happens at Sebring. Next, I want to talk real quick, Marty. I hadn't had a chance to talk to my good buddy Marty. He's been quiet. So are you okay, Marty?
Yeah, I'm just playing in my sandbox.
Okay. I just hadn't heard from you, buddy. I tell you, I hadn't seen you in 2 weeks. I know that you had a new job. I hope it's going well for you. I was so happy to see you out on the track today. And then head first right into the wall there. Tell us a little bit about your accident.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you don't have to, but
No, I clipped the wall at Forest on the first lap, and then coming around lap 3, like, the car had felt fine. But yeah, just coming up into McPhillamys, he squeezed the throttle on, and unfortunately turned me sideways, and when I had a gap to do a flick spin, I flicked it and the right rear quarter caught the fence and just put me across the track sideways on the other side. And unfortunately, I apologise to Mick, and I will do again for ruining his race, because he was having a battle with Phil Jones and they come around the corner too wide and one of them had to hit me. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But
well, we thank you, because Mike Budzing got to come join us in the broadcast booth, and he did a fantastic job.
Yeah, so I was really eager to get back and get back and race with the guys and come and use them, but yeah, it wasn't the way I wanted to start my weekend. So, but I got a couple more cracks at it. So, and a little bit of room for improvement.
Well, I tell you what, Marty, it's good to see you, buddy. I hope everything's going good with the new job, and we hope to see you next week at Sebring, buddy.
Yeah, it's doing fantastic, and I've put requests in for no more weekends.
Nice.
So, you know, just for you, JD, so I can come and race on your broadcast.
That's what I want, buddy. That's what I want. Well, guys, I tell you what, is there anything else anybody wants to spread over here before we close our wonderful Get 30 MX post-race show out? Time is now. If you're mad at anybody, get it out now. It was a pretty nice show tonight. We just got nice things to say this week. It was.
Listen to you trying to get stuff started for the end of the show.
I'm stirring it up, buddy. I'm stirring the pot. I'm telling you. No, it was a great week, man. I tell you what, a fantastic race. Madison Down really just had a fantastic race, and all the guys behind him had great battles going on all race long. It really was fun to watch.
Bathurst is a tough track, man. You know, you see a lot of those little incidents where the cars clip the wall, and it just sometimes ends up being too much, spins them around. You see a lot of that at Bathurst. It's just so tough.
I believe Madison even had a little a little scrape with the wall, I think, one time, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, I hit it at the cutting. Was very lucky to get away with it in the race yesterday. I had a massive moment at Sulman Park, and you know, we saw last year in the real life Bathurst 1000, Chaz Mostert and Greg Murphy both had massive crashes at that part of the track, and it's just one of those tracks. It's so unforgiving. You bugger up by a millimeter, a tiny margin, you're in the wall, and it's game over. You have a massive crash, and we saw a lot of guys tonight have some pretty extensive damage throughout the race. So yeah, it's definitely different to every other track on the calendar, but that's why we love it.
You better believe it, buddy. It just gets me fired up, man. I can't wait for the real deal to get around here. It's not going to get here soon enough. Go ahead, Bones. I see you blinking in over there, buddy. Go ahead.
Even though of how tough the track is, you look at the incident counts, and it's still nowhere near what you'd get at Spa. So
yeah, I think it's one of those tracks where there's
zero.
not many incidents. Yeah, there's not many incidents, but
that's a good point.
If you have a crash at Bathurst, you don't get away with it. The most that you're going to get is 2 from hitting the wall, because you only crash once. You only bugger up once at Bathurst. That's all it takes.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, that's all it takes, and we saw that several times tonight with several drivers. Unfortunately, a couple of those were Marty Carroll, Andrew Green. Gosh, man, this guy had a phenomenal race going. Had a great battle going with Michael Fulcher, and did a barrel roll. He hit the wall almost head on first, did a barrel roll, landed on all fours, and kept running. It was just awesome. You guys have to check that out on the broadcast. Really cool.
Andrew's an up and comer. When he was in that second sit, he's showing to be, isn't he?
He really is. And I tell you what, one of the fun things to me is, I know you guys know Kane and myself, we do the NASCAR iRacing Series top split on the Open series each Wednesday night here in the U.S. Eastern. And I tell you what, man, it's like watching the Nationwide Series, because these are the up-and-coming guys, the guys that are trying to get the pro stripes, and they're phenomenal drivers. They're out there actually driving with your Tyler Hudson, your Ray Alfala, all these guys, and Michael Conti, the list goes on and on. And they're beating them, man. These young ones, they're coming up. They're maybe not young in age, but young drivers to the sim world. And they're just fantastic. And it's like we're getting this early sneak peek at these guys before they really break it into the big time as far as racing with the pros all the time. And they're awesome, man. They want it. They work really hard to get there. And it's really exciting to watch the up-and-comers. And I feel like we're having some of that right here in our very own series, man. It's really cool. You got Chad and Marlin and These guys are already great, but you got some guys like Andrew Green coming out of nowhere, just really starting to improve each and every week. It's really exciting. Can't wait to see where we'll be in 2 years' time.
I was going to say, we've seen it in the Australian time slot as well with guys like Jared Filsell and Bo Cattell from ANZ Motorsport. Those guys came from nowhere not that long ago and lower splits, and those guys have both won races, and Bo Cattell is actually winning the championship outright at the moment in all time zones. So he is really stepped up recently.
Yeah, I noticed that today before the race that Bo was in the lead. I was kind of happy. It's nice to see someone come in and kind of like in their rookie season almost. I know last season would have been what would have been considered as rookie season in the top split, but doing a great job. And Jared Filsell, that's both those guys doing amazing.
Well, you hear it right here first. Bo, I know you're watching the show. Come back to the Americas Series, Bo. We miss you. Get back here. It was really cool having Bo here last. He was fun. He had some really good battles with Marlon and Chad. I know both of y'all had fun racing with Bo. It was really good times having him in the Americas Series. Maybe he'll come back for a cameo appearance at least. But we did
come back,
enjoy.
you chicken.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's Chad. Yeah, there's a USA driver for you right there.
He's working.
Right.
God bless America. I love it. Hey guys, real quick, I tell you what, special edition of the show tonight. Of course, Bathurst, always everything special. Man, we got the World Cup coming up. I can't wait. So I'm gonna get ready to go watch that and support my USA team. We'll be lucky if we get out of the group. We're gonna get destroyed. It's gonna be bad. But yeah, I think we'll be okay, man. I do. I think we'll be all right. I'll be crying. You guys, nothing else on the show. I think it's time we get out of here. We've been having fun out here chatting. A lot of good things to talk about tonight. Really good thing to think about with the series and maybe a Sunday night race. That would be really, really exciting. Kind of getting my hopes up on that, Madison. Maybe something will be worked out soon. In the meantime, guys, make sure that you guys check out the Australian split. It's on Monday, and you're not going to miss it. There's not a broadcast anymore, but you can go watch it in the spectator sections of iRacing and go in there and watch it. It's just, these guys are the best of the best. They're awesome. And of course, we'll be here same time, same place next week as we get ready to head off to Sebring. And that's going to be a very intense race. In week 7, the points championship is just getting amazing. I don't have the current points with us, but you can check the forums. They'll be on there, I'm sure, pretty soon if they're not already up there. And in the meantime, guys, thank everybody. I want to thank Sean, Marty, Madison, Jake, Chad, Bones, all you guys for coming out. Mike Budzine, thanks a lot for coming on the show tonight. We want to thank you guys for your thoughts and concerns here on the Get 30 MX post-race show. I want to congratulate Madison down on a job well done tonight, winning Bathurst here in the Americas Series. Until next week from V8's Online, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft, my good friend, always here with me to call all the action, and he puts on this fantastic show for you guys. He is the man behind the magic on screen. He takes control of all our wonderful graphics and all the things that you see. So I'll give him a big shout out too. You guys have a great week. We'll be back next week as we come to you live from Sebring. Y'all have a great night.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.